Butter sauces look simple, but they're fragile systems. They're not just melted butter. They're emulsions, and emulsions live or die based on temperature, water content, and how you introduce fat. When a sauce breaks, it's not because you did one thing wrong. It's because the sauce crossed a structural boundary where fat and water stop cooperating. Start with the base truth. Butter is mostly fat, but it still contains water and milk solids. That small amount of water is the glue. When you heat butter hard, water evaporates and the glue disappears. Without that glue, fat separates into an oily layer and the sauce loses body. This is why the same ingredients can create either a silky coat or a greasy puddle. The difference is control. Build the sauce like you're building a stable bridge. Begin with a pan on gentle heat and add a splash of water, stock, or lemon juice. This liquid isn't there to dilute flavor, it's there to create a water phase that fat can suspend into. Now add cold butter one piece at a time while whisking. Cold butter slows temperature rise and keeps the emulsion from collapsing. Each piece melts into the liquid, and whisking breaks fat into tiny droplets that stay dispersed instead of pooling. That dispersion is what feels creamy on the tongue. Acid matters, but not for tang. Acid helps stabilize the emulsion by slightly tightening proteins and balancing fat perception so the sauce tastes cleaner. Lemon juice, white wine, or a small spoon of vinegar turns a flat butter coat into a bright restaurant-style finish. Salt then locks in contrast and makes the flavor read louder without adding more ingredients. Now the viral move. The split-test steak finish. Sear a thick steak until crust forms, then lower the heat. Add smashed garlic and a sprig of rosemary, but don't dump butter in early. Butter belongs at the end after crust is built. Once you're finishing, tilt the pan and spoon the foaming butter over the steak. The foam is emulsified butter water and milk solids. That foam carries flavor and clings. If you keep the heat controlled, it stays glossy. If you crank the heat, it breaks and turns oily. For the never break version, use the same emulsion trick. Pull the steak to rest, then make the sauce in a separate pan. Add a small splash of hot water or stock, reduce slightly, then whisk in cold butter off heat. Add lemon, black pepper, and a pinch of salt. Finish with a micro splash of olive brine if you want that sharp, clean edge. Spoon it over sliced steak and watch how it coats instead of puddles. That's the emulsion holding. The best part is that this method upgrades more than steak. It works on vegetables, fish, potatoes, pasta, and anything that needs a glossy finish without heaviness. You're not making a sauce, you're controlling a system.